Okay, good morning, everyone. The lighting's a little off because the sun is coming directly in the windows this morning. So even with these curtains behind me, and they're nearly blackout, they're supposed to be almost blackout curtains. It's it's pretty bright. You can see everything. At first, I thought the camera was broken. So this morning, I have. Did I tell you it's June 4th? Okay, it's June 4th. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I've got a hodgepodge of things this morning, including some odd things over here, and I've got some mail, and I got a bunch of Q&A, which will be fun. So let's start with my odd thing over here. All right, so I'm a big fan of ginger beer. It's one of the few sodas that I still drink. I like ginger beer and I like root beer. I like the ginger beer because it helps settle my stomach. I don't know, a few of you may know, a couple years ago, I had a bunch of surgeries because I had a rebellious gallbladder, and it really kind of screwed with my stomach. I did some major damage to a couple organs. So I've been enjoying ginger beer because it helps settle my stomach. Actually settles everything right straight down. Makes a happy tummy. So for the longest time, my favorite has been Saranac. And Saranac is a New York company, so local. And it's a glass bottle, which I like because it keeps all the carbonation, all the fizz lasting longer. So with this whole pandemic going on, it's kind of hard to get certain things, and Saranac was just not available for the longest time. So my shoppers, I'd order food, and they'd go around the grocery store and pick up my food, and they'd get to the ginger beer and be like, there is none. And I'm like, cry. Not really. And I said, get me whatever's there, whatever you think looks good. And so I've had an assortment of ginger beers come into the house. And weirdly enough, I want to share those with you. So let's go back to the Saranac. The Saranac I now find to be one of the sweeter ones I have here. Sweeter, lots of foam sometimes. And it does hold its fizz, which is really nice. Sweeter, little heavier sometimes. So then we have, on the far other end is the Goslings. And I'm realizing I'm out of Goslings. This is a less expensive one. This is probably the least sweet of the bunch. And I'm actually going to look at the sugars here. You don't want to know how many sugars. It's a lot of sugars. All right, so these are within... This actually has more sugar than this, even though this tastes sweeter. This is sharper, less sweet. Refreshing zip of ginger, and that's very much what this is. And it's also very gingery. So then Mom actually found this little guy, and it comes in a box of 4. Oh, about cans. Cans don't hold fizz very long. And as a kid, I was not allowed to drink out of cans, so I still have to get past that. And look, there's this little guy's little. So, yeah. This one has a lot of zip. This one has the least amount of sugars, but he's also tiny, as you can tell. But this one's made all natural. Well, the others are natural. There's no corn in this one. I did go on a whole anti-processed corn kick for the longest time, and my body did really well with that. These might be the only processed corn product in the house. But this little guy has a lot of zip, and he's got chili pepper and lime and orange in there also. So, I've been saving the last little guy. All right. And then, so this one, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name. Here, you guys can try. Okay. So this guy comes from Australia, and let me tell you, this whole opening mechanism kind of threw me. You can see how much fuzz is going on, foam is going on in there. This one tells you you're supposed to invert the bottle before opening. I can tell you when this thing comes off, it's a poof. It's a noise. This one does not have corn syrup in it. It doesn't taste as sweet as the Saranac, and this one has that yeasty after taste that actually tastes almost like a beer, which made me stop and take a double check. I'm like, wait, making sure it's not actual beer. It is ginger beer. It's a craft brewed. This one's 12 ounces. That one is also 12. Okay, so they're the same, even though this guy's got the little fat stout bottle. So yeah, it comes from Australia, but it's bottled over in the UK. I really like this, and I'm convinced those little bottles are awesome. So there's my odd little share of the day. My love and adventure of ginger beer during the pandemic. Now, those are all Wegmans available things, so I'm sure there's many more ginger beers out there, and some of you are laughing because I haven't tried them, but I can't get them with a Wegmans shopper. All right, let's move on to the mail. I got the teeny tiniest phone book ever. How fun's that? You don't care. You want to know what's in this. Now, this is more winter hood material. I've got to say, I'm loving the selection this person is offering. Gotten me in trouble. Ooh, we have a goodie bag too. All right, if you could see the amount of fur from Port Clara on the floor, it's like I am sweeping it up on a regular basis, but it's like I could probably make a new Clara. All right, so this is a pretty bag, and I could totally reuse this. So very carefully cut that down. Love the roses. All right. Actually, this will go right back in that bag. Okay, so this is the one that caught my attention. All right, and I really wish the lighting was a little better this morning. I didn't turn the big lights on. How pretty is this? So this has a beautiful leafy pattern. And I'm showing you the wrong side. Let's show you the right side. Here you go. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so this came up and I'm like, oh, I've got to have some of that. I do have a few original hoods that have really nice patterned weaves. Oddly enough, most of it's on the inside, but when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I've got to give this a try. And honestly, now that it's here, love it. Kind of wish I'd bought more. I'm sure she's out of it. And I'm wondering what this would look like as a soft crown component on a straw bonnet. Yeah, that could look amazing. Okay. Silly thing is she had a gold on gold one. And I said, no, I think I like this one better. And of course now I'm instantly regretting that no. All right. So in addition to that, I don't know if you can see the coloring of this. This is a gray. Oh, it's not going to show. Where's the light? All right. Is that going to show it at all? Actually, it makes the purple pop a little. I don't know, not really. Not work for you guys. So this is a gray with a hue of purple. It is very much, so it's called Wisteria, and I can see it. So even though it's showing up gray on the camera, it's definitely purple. Let's try this trick. Does that help at all? I don't know if you're getting purple at all there. This is really pretty. So of course, now that I'm seeing, oh, it's not showing up on the camera. I'll make up a couple pieces with this, and they'll be hard to sell because it's going to show up hard on the camera. This is a nice weight taffeta. Initially, I was thinking winter hoods because I do have those purples. This could also look pretty on a bonnet. And then we have a great staple. Ta-da! You know what? Okay, it's really close to what I have on the parasol. Parasol's got a little more copper to it, but this is a pretty staple color for winter hoods. So that's going to make up a couple pieces there. Ta! So yes, more winter silks. Stay. All right. So now let's go back to some Q&A. Not sure if y'all have noticed, but we've got a newer reader who's been sending me a bunch of questions. And I was trying to respond in the comments section, and I couldn't quite keep up. So I was like, oh, I can answer them on the video. All right, so bringing those up. I'm not going to do all of them because there actually are a bunch here. Let's see. Do I have any antique books? Yes. I do have a collection of 19th century books. They are not out currently because the desk I prefer to keep them in is still in storage. I actually love the small 4-inch gift books. They're usually about 4 inches tall, and they're barely a ½ inch thick. They're a type of book that was given as a gift in the period. I'm just drawn to the size of them, and they generally have a lot of short stories, poetry. They're often advice books. They're nice little books. Then of course I have my Eliza Leslie books. I have a few of hers, 19th century prints of hers, and then I have some reprints, of course. Started collecting those for the book club I did a while back. I was really bad about keeping up with the book club. It's like I start these things and then just kind of like get distracted. So I have some of those and a couple other odds and ends. The real book collector is my sister. She has a larger collection of antique books. She likes educational books, books with samples of penmanship inside, that sort of thing. So let's see. What is my favorite thing at the museum? This means the Genesee Country Museum. I think I was in the gallery the day that's commented on. My favorite. Oh man. Okay, so of all the pieces in the Whaley Gallery, the Genesee Country Museum, so there's a couple pieces that I'm particularly drawn to. There's a piece called Drowsy Shadows. It's a painting, medium-sized painting, and I can't remember the artist the moment. I feel bad. So it's a trio of horses at sunset, just past sunset. And you've got that last bit of light. So the whole piece has a lot of grays, blues, and purples to it in this peaceful, subdued tone. And the horses have obviously been traveling for quite a while. There's a pack horse, and they're all kind of like heading down into sleep for the night. It's a piece that has such a tranquil feel for me. I used to stand in front of that one for quite a bit of time. I like that piece a lot. Let's see, others. There's a lot of pieces I really like. I'm still a big fan of Foxes. Foxes is a larger piece. This is a male and female fox in retreat. The female is making it over the fence, and the brighter male has paused and is looking back at the viewer. And this piece has this mastery of depth. So as you walk around the piece, and this is one you need to stand a bit back from, I'm going to say 10, 15 feet back, a good distance back from, and you walk in a semicircle around it. The depth of it changes, and I love that. The foxes are life-size, if not slightly larger than life. So really, I like, that's a nice a piece. That's one that, if you look at the museum website, it may still be on there. Other favorites. See, there's a lot of favorites. It's hard to like really narrow down some of them. And you'll notice one of the pieces I picked is a Southwest piece and one is a wildlife piece. There used to be a fairly extensive Southwest collection, which you can now find in a couple other museums. There's a museum in Corning that has several of the pieces now. Oh, and if you haven't been, definitely, I believe it's called the Remington Museum in Corning. Get to that. Yeah, this morning those are the two that I'll share. Let's see. She asked about my use of the word dysfunction. Yeah, it's a word I use a lot. So there would be like the dictionary definition of dysfunction. So it would probably say something along the lines of something not working properly. I am someone who needs to be productive, needs to feel productive, and I also have trouble admitting how I feel. So I use the word dysfunction to describe when I'm not feeling up to myself and up to the productivity level that I prefer. I think I started using the word more and more after the gallbladder surgeries. It just means things aren't working quite the way they're supposed to. Asking about my tablet. So yeah, I have my phone, but I also use my tablet. It's just become a real easy way to reference things while I'm on the camera. And I do use my tablet much more than I use my laptops, just because it's so easy to carry around with me wherever I go. If I'm wandering around the school, I can take it as a really quick reference. I look things up much faster on my tablet than I do on my phone. I will reference my tablet in class. But in class, I also have a small Chromebook that I can use, and it's easy to hold my hand. I don't have the flip screen though, so it's a little cumbersome. The Chromebook doesn't have the flip screen. But I like to be able to look things up as my students come up with them. And I'm just kind of like in that habit, so I do that here as well. Let's see. Oh, where did I get the antique treasure chest? Okay, so I don't know if you mean the box that everything was in or the actual little doll trunk. The box is because I moved last year and I actually haven't completely unpacked. So I'm going to be bringing out more boxes with just things that I have. And I have a lot of antique things because my dad was an antique person. He had an antique shop before I was born. My grandfather was a collector on my dad's side. On my mom's side, my grandmother worked at the Genesee Country Museum. So just growing up, antiques were like a common part of my life. So I have things from when I was little on up till now. I think I was 8 when I bought my first antique. Still have it. Should show you guys that one of these days. So that's why I have like boxes of just things. It's not hoarding level, that's for sure. Though I do have like piles of like randomness. Thanks to doing the videos with the projects, I have the random pile here and I have the random pile over here. All the project pieces. Makes me a little crazy. Does need to get put away at some point. Inside, so there was the doll scale trunk. My dad was a trunk restorer, so he would actually go around, purchase or acquire older trunks. Woo, Clara, it's bright. It's bright. All right, so Dad would go around, pick up trunks at, yard sales. He'd go through people's barns and get trunks and then bring them back to life. Some of them he could restore and salvage, and then others he would have to more like salvage. They would be very rusted, very damaged, so he would strip off the damaged pieces and give them a new finish. A lot of paper that was lost. So I ended up developing a fondness for trunks. I actually have quite a few. It did get to the point where I decided I should not have any more trunks, and I bought my cat a trunk, not Clara. Clara does not have a trunk. But I do have some unique trunks as well. The doll scale trunk, that particular one was from an estate sale in Scottsville, New York. I remember coming through the garage. There's some okay things. Walked into this kitchen that was very much a 70s and 1970s kitchen. And sitting on the counter was this little trunk. And I picked it up and saw the hole in the bottom and thought, oh, this is bizarre. Walked around with it. Walked into their front living room parlor. And in this particular style house, their living room was very lean, very skinny. Had those 70s colors. But this was packed with, I remember timepieces, so clocks, a lot of vases, a lot of mid-century modern pieces in terms of furniture. And then very late Victorian, early Edwardian small pieces. So things that weren't really in my era of interest, but were nice pieces to look at. And then I remember going upstairs and it was just a mess. People had torn through things, and that really bothers me. I've been to a lot of different estate sales over the years. Some are impeccably organized. Some are, they just opened the doors and let people in, and the house was in whatever state it was when the person passed away. But one of my big things is being respectful of stuff. So I don't like it when people make a giant mess. I also find that's how things get damaged. I have bought things because I don't want to see them damaged. Yeah, that was a tangent. But that's where the that particular doll trunk came from. I'm glad I picked that one up. That one is a cute little one. Let's see. How am I doing on time? 26 minutes in. Okay, so that's Q&A for today. I'll save some of the rest of these. I do have a bunch. So I will see you all tomorrow on Saturday. Get out, enjoy the sun if you are a sun-enjoying person. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.